Is I will turn the unit on and then we'll focus on the menus just so you can get some idea of how it works. So I'm holding that power button to the right for 5 seconds. Boots up, we can see we've got a backlit screen there. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see the detail somewhat. Right, so we're on the start screen here. We've got, let's navigate here, we've got either recording or playback timing here. We've got the date and time, battery level at the top. We've got some length of track recorded. We've got some levels, and these can either be playback levels or recording levels. We've got the name of the track, which is on there with that's been recorded with Omni microphones. We've got some soft tabs at the bottom. Remember, this is a soft screen, so we can click info, see information about the track, date, time, length. Monitor, we can turn the monitor on and off. Alter the level of the monitor, so we've got there, we can go back. We've got some marking functionality. If we've got marks of track positions, you can skip through the marks on playback. And you've got some A/B functionality, so that's for looping through or jumping to certain sections of the track. I haven't experimented with that much, can't comment much. The number here is the level of this dial, so as we alter this, that number changes and it goes from 0 to 100 in terms of input level, and that indicates the mic that's being used at the minute, so that indicates you're using the internal microphones up here. So that's the sort of main screen that you hit when you turn it on. Let's have a look. If I just put it into record pause, let's see how that changes slightly. Okay, so it changes slightly and you can see it's recording my voice here. You can see the levels going up. I'll just turn up this input level here and you'll see the levels going up as I speak, and it's louder, and it's got some little bars that show you how far it's gone up, and it's got some little peak blocks at the end there as well. And so if I speak a bit louder, we get the peak meter in the middle. I've got the peak meter there. I can turn it down a little bit. We can also access the there's a low cut-off frequency to get rid of rumbles, and you've got a limiter, and you can access those directly here on screen. So while you're pre-recording and monitoring through headphones, you can actually alter those values there. We can go to the monitor tab, we can turn monitoring on and off, alter the level, and you've got marking as well. So if you do decide to record audio and want to set points as you go through, you can do that. I would say that if you're recording through the built-in microphones here, there is a lot of noise handling with the unit, and so you need to be aware of that in starting, pausing, stuff like that. You need to leave plenty of time and run on so you're not getting any noise handling on the unit. Obviously you won't get that if you're using the external inputs, but noise handling is quite high on it. I would say in terms of noise handling, the back door on it for the battery, I would say that they should have put some padding in that, because it's a little bit noisy and a bit flappy. Not flappy, but you know, it is a little bit rattly. I would say they should put some padding in to cut that down a little bit. Not a big issue, just something I noticed. So there we are, that's in the, you can see when it's in pause record, you have the record button flashing there. When you put it into full record, you get a steady LED on. So that's how it looks there, and it records the audio there. You can see the dB levels and various parameters, how much time's recorded, so that's quite nice. I must say it's very easy to use. I got most of this working without even reading the manual. It felt so intuitive with the display that you have there, so I'm very pleased with the menu system. So let's dive into the main menu. So I'm just going to press the menu button down here, and we've got a nice 9 grid there, 3x3. We've got a finder menu, which is for basically looking through all of the files that you've got. You can go in, you can for example click on a file name, you can select copy, move, delete, rename it, edit information. You can also record an audio memo alongside the track, so if you've got some specific things you need to note about a track you've recorded, you can put that in there and it annotates against the track and you can play that back later. That's quite a nice feature. Go back to the main menu. We've got a record setup here, And in the record setup we can set the number of channels at which we can record, up to 6 channels. That's nice. I've got it set to 2 now. And then we can set the source. So at the moment it's set to internal. It's showing the diagram at the top with the internal microphones. You can set it to the analog and the plug-in mic to the side that I mentioned. You can blend between them. You've got sample rates from 44 to 96 kilohertz, flexible there. We have wave formats, various formats here recording. We've got you can do combined WAV and MP3, and you can do various bit rates of MP3 and various bits depths of WAV recording. So nice flexibility. Go to the next screen. Pre-record, you can record up to 2 seconds of audio before you even press the record button, so it's kind of remembering 2 seconds before you press the button, so in case you're a bit late in pressing, it'll record the audio. It can record file name as being a generated file name or the date and time. We can have auto start based upon a delayed time start, for example 10 seconds, or it could be based upon a dB level it reaches, and these dB levels are illustrated in the manual, and they're the different levels for the internal mics and a bit more flexibility on the external mics in terms of the dB levels. Auto mark, the same sort of principle. You can get it to create automatic marks on the tracks depending upon how long it's been running, and also depending upon dB levels that are recorded. We have a maximum file size. You can alter the maximum file size. I guess it breaks up between file sizes, but 2 gigs is the largest you've got on here. And then file type, we've got WAV and broadcasting wave format there as well. So plenty of flexibility. And what do we have next? We've got play setup, a lot simpler. Play mode sequential, or it can do a single track or shuffle between them when you're playing back. You can have repeat on and off. You've got input setup, so we can change between internal, analog and plug-in mic on the side there, and you've got various setup functionality for limiters and low cutoff filters, and it's pretty much the same for all of them. For the analog inputs you've also got an option for phantom power. Plug-in mic, you've got options for stereo, mono, plug-in power, phantom power, limiters and the low cutoff filter. We've got system setup, which allows us to alter contrast, backlight, timer, to switch the screen off. You can have battery saving on the LEDs which are displayed. You can also have a recording monitor turned on and a preview monitor. You can auto off the unit if there's been no behaviour after a length of time. You can alter the battery type between alkaline and nickel metal hydride. Language on this is English and perhaps Chinese there, I'm not sure. And you can calibrate the touch display if you need to for any reason. So, audio interface, this allows you to use this unit as an interface into your PC or Mac. You can alter the sample rate and which microphones are used, and that will pass the audio through to the Mac or the PC, where you can record it on your favourite software. It does allow you to do some simultaneous recording on the internal memory card and on the Mac or PC if you need to. We've got an SD card where we can have a look at the information on the card, whether it's right protected, how much is left there. We can format the card if we need to. Don't do that until you've taken the information off you need. Date and time, very explanatory, just sets the date and time. Factory reset resets the device if you need to do that for any reason. So really nice interface. I found it very intuitive, very easy. Really pleased with how it works. Gets a little bit more involved when you're deciding if you've got 6 inputs and what balance you want between them, and I'm still experimenting on that and hope to put some more information on that later alongside some example recorded tracks. So that is the Roland R26 portable recorder with up to 6 channels of recording, and that's a really nice unit there. Thanks very much now. Hope you enjoyed.